What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Conman Fitness channel. Today we're going to be talking more about macronutrients. If you guys haven't seen the other videos I've done today, which is why I have water, I've been recording all day, so my voice is kind of gone right now. But if you guys haven't seen them, I already did a video explaining more about what macros are. So if you haven't seen it, like I said, description, definitely a good place to check out, learn more about calories, how many calories you need to have per day, what are macronutrients. All that's going to be in the description for you, so definitely give it a look and figure out exactly what macros are in this video. So today, what we're going to be talking about is how to actually figure out how many macros you need. So how much protein, how much fat, and how many carbs you actually need to go ahead and maintain your weight, lose your weight, or gain weight or muscle in the gym. So let's go ahead and dive into this, guys. Let's go ahead and write out macros. All right, so we have macros. We have our carbs, the oh so tasty carbs that everyone gets a lot of. Then we have protein. And then we have fat. And remember the 4-4-9 rule. We'll just write that on the side here. 4, 4, and 9. That's how many calories per gram there is of each of these. So the easiest one to find out is protein. This is very simple. Just go ahead and go with 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, 150 grams of protein is what you need to be going with. So I weigh 155 pounds, so I'm going to write 155 grams. Oh yeah, we'll just write 1 gram per pound. We'll talk more about my specific. I'll just build one for me so you guys can see it. But easy way to do protein, 1 gram per pound of body fat. If you're really heavy, use your lean body mass, which you can look up as well. Just look up a lean body mass calculator and just use your lean body mass. So if you weigh 300 pounds, don't necessarily have 300 grams of protein. Just use your lean body mass, which will subtract a lot of that weight for you and make it a lot easier to calculate. So for most people, just use your body weight, and maybe if you're close, so if you do, if you weigh 190 pounds and you're getting 175 grams of protein, you're probably fine. But if you're, 160, 170, 180, you should be fine with doing 1 gram per pound of body fat. But like I said, if you're really heavy, just use your lean body mass. Next one is 0.4 grams per pound. And you can see here, protein and fat are what we did first because they're your essential macronutrients. This is what you need to live and survive as a person. Carbs you could actually technically live without, so if you never had a carb again, you should be fine. You're not going to be feeling too great. You may be cranky, you may be hungry, but you do need your protein, you do need your fat to live. So these are the essential macronutrients. This is what you need to be having in your diet. If you're ever cutting weight at all, you probably are going to, or you're definitely going to be cutting out carbs and then making sure you're getting your protein and fat. And a lot of people do this no-fat diet thing that's kind of been a craze lately, and I guess not so much lately, but a lot in the past you see those like no-fat diets. Excuse me, quick water break. But yeah, no-fat diets aren't great. They're not really sustainable over a long time. They work in the short term, but it's not a lifestyle thing, where this can be a lifestyle thing. You can live a lifestyle with 155 grams of protein and 0.4 grams of fat per pound of body weight. And then, like I said, the rest remaining is carbs. Now, as you guys saw from how many calories that you should be actually getting per day video, my calorie count was 3,078. So that's how many calories I need to be having to maintain my current weight with my activity factor. If you guys, like I said, didn't see that video, definitely check it out, or maybe you already know your calories. This will work for you as well. So then just basically crunch these numbers. So it's really easy to do. We need, for protein, my protein, I need 155 grams. My carbs, my fat, I need 0.4 grams per pound. I don't have a calculator on me, but it's roughly like 62, I think is what my current split is, so 62 grams. That looks about right. Right? No. 0.4? Yeah, no, that looks about right, because 0.5 would be about 80. Yeah. Yeah, so 62 grams, that's pretty close. But just make sure you use a calculator, 0.4 grams per pound. Fat's very important in your diet. And then, like I said, the rest are carbs. So now how you find out your carbs is you just need to go ahead and take your protein, and based off the 4-4-9 rule, you just need to multiply by 4, multiply by 9, and I actually am going to go ahead and get a calculator for this because you do need to actually know these numbers, so I'll be right back. And I just realized something walking back over here. My handwriting is terrible, terribly crooked, so I apologize. I'll work on that in future videos, but I'm working on it. Just know that my handwriting's not always going to be this bad. It's just a little bit weird. The whiteboard is actually the whole wall, so it's kind of a weird angle. But anyway, let's make sure this fat is correct. So 155 times 0.4 and 62. It's based off my current split that I remember that from. So yeah, 62 grams. I'm not that good at math. 62 grams is just what I currently do. And let's go ahead and do the math. So 155 times 4 is 620. Fat, 62 times 9 is 558. And then if you add them together, we're going to get 620 in there. And then we're going to get 1,178 calories are essential. So these are going to be my essential fat and protein that I'm going to have in my diet. And the rest is going to be carbs. So you can see just how many carbs we get. And let's go ahead and rewrite this whole thing so it makes a little more sense for you guys. And we'll be back in a moment. Alright, so I went ahead and rewrote everything here to make it a little bit easier to read and understand so it's not all crooked and sideways. Once again, I apologize for that. But we have 3,078 calories total, and from protein we're going to have 620, and from fat we're going to have 558, and then carbs we're going to have 1,900. So 1,900. I don't know why I said it like that. So now all you need to figure out is how many grams of carbs we need in our diet to go ahead and maintain our weight. So like we talked about earlier, 449. And it's really simple. We just take 1,900 and divide by 4, and we're going to get 475 grams of carbs per day, which is a lot of carbs, I know, but 3,000 calories is a lot. Now, the big thing about this is your splits that you see online are typically like 30-30-40 or 40-30-30 or 25-25-50 or whatever your splits you see. This is going to be a lot better than that because you get a custom split just for you. So you're going to get the amount of calories, the amount of calories you need, and the amount of macros you need specifically based on you. So you don't have to worry about following a generic split. You just get exactly what you need. So where this comes in handy is if you're a little heavier, you're a little bulkier, you may be getting too much protein if you follow one of those splits where you may not need that much protein. A big thing here is, like I talked about earlier, and the other video about macros themselves, is sometimes you're just getting too much protein in your diet and you're wasting calories and wasting space when you could just have bread instead and you'll get the same results or better results potentially. Alright, so at this point my voice is pretty much shot and pretty much all gone. Starting to get throat pain from this, but you guys can actually see how this breaks down now, and it gives you a little better idea of how you know your protein, know your carbs, know your fat, and make sure you're getting enough of each one. I went ahead and circled carbs here so you can see we found out our protein, we found out our fat first because, like I mentioned, those are your essential macronutrients. You need those to survive. You need those to stay big and healthy and strong. But your carbs are the less essential ones. So you need them, but you don't need them as much. So you can go ahead and cut them out. And actually, I guess you technically don't need them, but they will help you out with having energy and having the energy you need to actually do stuff throughout your day. So if you cut anything, what you're going to be doing is cutting carbs, because based on this process, like we talked about, you find your protein, you find your fat first. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and show you guys IIFYM.com. This is a really great website for figuring out your macros and figuring out your calories. And you'll see it's actually really close to these numbers, and it's going to give you a really great estimate about how many calories, protein, fat, carbs, all that kind of stuff you need. So let's jump over to my computer. I'll show you guys IIFYM quickly, and it's a great way to fine-tune your macros. So if you gain 5 pounds, you can go ahead and jump on their website, enter in your new information, and get all your stuff without having to do all this formula over and over again, and it's really simple to do. So hopefully you guys found this part of the video helpful, and like I said, this is great. Do this for your first time, and then after that, jump on IIFYM.com, which you guys are about to see, and that'll help you out quite a bit. So let's go ahead and jump over there and show you guys that formula. All right, so here we are at the computer part of this video, and we're going to try to keep this quick because I realized that the first part of this video was already pretty long. But I do want to go ahead and preface this with saying the website we use, which is IIFYM, which stands for If It Fits Your Macros, very common fitness term, meaning eat what you want and make it fit into that protein, fat, carbs. It's kind of, I guess, somewhat hated, somewhat loved, and we'll get into that in a totally different video. I don't want to ramble too much. But anyway, the website is great. The calculator does exactly what we just did in written form, but this is a great way to go ahead and jump on a website and say, hey, I gained 5 pounds, I lost 5 pounds, let's go ahead and update my macros quickly so I can go ahead and update FitnessPal and actually get through that. And you can see here FitnessPal is one of my most common used use links. And in the calorie version of this little episode series, you guys will get to see more about how to use FitnessPal. I may even do a separate video on that, but do stay tuned. It'll be in this whole series, so check the playlist in the description. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and pull up IIFYM.com. And one thing I also want to preface this with as well, their formula does have a little bit less calories in the actual formula, and it's kind of, I think, more exact if you ask me. That's just based off what I've thought, at least for my body type and the way I lose weight and gain weight. IIFYM calculator really works well. So just know this isn't an exact science, right? So my formula that I used is a very commonly used formula, and it's actually the same one, as you'll get to see down here. 4 calories per gram of protein, 4 calories per gram of carbs, 9 calories per gram of fat. It's all the same stuff, right? This isn't anything that's kind of an odd thing or kind of bro science. This is like real stuff, right? So it isn't an exact science, but you're going to find similar stuff no matter where you look. Just realize this is going to be a small variant, as you're going to see. So I'll go ahead and start entering my information. 18 years old, 5'9" once again. Weigh 155 pounds, and I work out 6 days per week at the current time right now. And if I hit calculate, you can see the BMR is 1,715. The website I used previously was 1,700, and I think 38 or 60 or something like that. So once again, small variation. Do a little wiggle room with your data depending on what you want to do. And you can also see here there your TDEE. This stands for how many calories you need to actually maintain your current weight with the activity factor already calculated in. That's why I put in 6 days per week. You can see if I put 3 days per week, it's going to be slightly lower. If I put everyday exercise, physical job, all that kind of stuff, you can see it's 3,258. So this does the activity factor, and it's kind of nice because you can actually put an exact amount of time you work out, and they'll give you their best formula. Also know lean mass formula if you're overweight, like I talked about in my part of the video with the formulas. Same idea. So this is all kind of the same stuff. Another nice part about their website is you can go ahead and select here, suggested weight loss, maintaining, and it really does work well. So if you want to maintain, you just select, or if you want to maybe lose weight 15%, you just select that, and it really does work well here as well. So you can see just more stuff, aggressive, reckless, and just play with it, right? Maybe 15% is too much for you, do 10%, or maybe 15% is not enough and bump it up from there. Like I said, negative 500 calories is a good starting point, especially if you have a higher amount of calories to work with. And I actually talk about that more in the amount of calories you should be eating part of the series. So like I said, check out the playlist for all of the parts of this video. So trying to keep things moving along quickly here, you can see common plans. You can see like their textbook, their low fat, low carb, all that kind of stuff. I just recommend leaving it on IIFYM because you're going to see exactly what I talked about, which is protein at 4 calories per gram, fat at 9 calories per gram, carbs at 4 calories per gram, and carbohydrates are calculated based on the calories you have remaining after your calories for protein and fat have been subtracted from your TDEE, which is your maintenance weight, or like your amount of calories you have to use. So that's exactly what we just did in written form a little bit earlier. And you can see here 0.4 grams per pound and 1 gram per pound. It's the same exact stuff. It's really great. And you can also play with it more if you'd like. Maybe you want a little more protein, maybe you want a little less, do a custom. But I recommend sticking with their IIFYM recommendations. Then just go ahead and click calculate. And you can see your grams per day is what matters. Don't worry about the grams per meal too much, because in FitnessPal, all you need to do is go ahead and jump on their website, set a custom goal, and you can see as far as macronutrients go, we have 62, 155, and carbs are just a little bit different, right? I think our other one was like 400, and this one is 350. So it's really a variation of about 50 grams or so of carbs, but your protein and fat are going to be really consistent no matter what formula you use. So once again, really quick way to do it. You can see this one takes only a few seconds, especially if you breathe through it. The great thing is, like, let's say you weigh 165 now, you can go ahead and change your stuff really quick, right? You just recalculate everything, boom, now you have all your new data just like that. So it's really great website. Recommend you check it out. Links in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and that you found it helpful. More stuff is coming. Of course, subscribe if you did enjoy it. I'm going to be doing more stuff, full day of eating type stuff, and all kinds of goodies on the channel. So check it out. Links in the description for everything in this video that you need to see. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave some comments below if you have any questions. I always answer and read them. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace. And here is the outro.